AKA Patters for day 27 of the 31 Days of Dread. It's Casper, the friendly ghost. Of course, they had to remove the friendly ghost subtitle from this movie. It's just called Casper. Steven Spielberg, Amblin Entertainment, Christina Ricci. Wonderful special effects, incredible set design. Hang out with me. Let's get into it for the 31 Days of Dread. And we're going on all cylinders, my AKA Patters. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. We had some confusion with some drops. Hey guys, I try and schedule everything. I don't know what's been happening. They haven't been going live, and I catch them later. Last night, I practically caught one right at the 0 barrier. What's happening, my AK Patters? You guys, I love you guys so much. You guys have supported me to the point of YouTube monetization. That's right. The YouTube channel, the live streams on YouTube can now make bank. People, this is huge. Thank you so much. And look, guys, we're 7 years deep into the 31 Days of Dread. We're still going. To get this podcast where it needs to be, it's tough. And we got to figure it out. Because if we can do it with YouTube, we can do it here. Now, a lot of this podcast, I don't know why, I'm just getting right into like having a quick heart-to-heart with you guys. At this podcast always was just an exercise, an idea. It started with, at that time, a dear friend of mine. Later, some of the podcasts ruined that friendship. But hey, work or don't work. And we're workers here, so gotta move on from that one. Casper the Friendly Ghost. I remember seeing this movie with my buddy Rob. Deptford, New Jersey, 1995. We just became friends. And, we would spend the weekends going out to dinner at Chi-Chi's, meeting up with girls, going to see movies, and then going to the mall. And getting picked up late, meeting people as we got older from year to year, working through high school. A lot of those turned into parties. This movie, ever since I first saw it, and I have to say, maybe I've seen this movie 4 times. Every time I watch this movie, I am floored, I am blown away. Our director, Brad Siebenberg, 1995 Casper, 1998 City of Angels, Nicolas Cage, Meg Ryan, underrated movie. 2002 Moonlight Mile, underrated movie. 2004 Lemony Snickers, A Series of Unfortunate Events, underrated movie. 2009 Will Ferrell, Land of the Lost, underrated movie. 2006 10 Items or Less. Let me see, do I know what this movie is? No. And then 2017 An Ordinary Man. This guy's entire filmography, I will guarantee, are underrated movies. Casper moves at such a clip. It has such a heart. We know everything coming. There's no surprises in this movie. Bill Pullman gives us a wonderful comedic performance. It is a physical comedy performance. It's awesome. It's fun. It's subtle. His character, geeky, insecure father, looking for a dead wife, gets into ghost investigations. So, the ending of this movie, the writings are on the wall. Christina Ricci, jaded teenage girl until she meets Casper. Casper, a little bit of a pea hound, looking for the girls. Wants the attention of girls. Great character feature. And then we have, Stinky, Pinky, and Fatty, Casper's other ghostly friends. Now, these are new additions, I believe, right? I don't think they're in the original cartoon, but they're great because they give Casper something to get pushed against. Now, who's our production designer? because I can this is one of those movies, and this comes from an era. They really don't do movies like this anymore. Like Bo Welsh from Men in Black, right? Great set designer there. I don't know who is our set designer, and I feel like I should know. I should have looked it up, but it is jaw dropping. It's amazing. So this movie fires on all cylinders. This is one of the most lighthearted, fun horror movies of all time. Might be number one. I mean, you can say Nightmare Before Christmas, right? But this is a movie. There's no music. It's a mix of animation. I mean, it's the animation mix is as good in this movie as Roger Rabbit. So what we have, again, for 31 Days of Dread, one of the most overlooked movies of the 90s. Big budget filmmaking, $55 million. That was expensive in 95. Box office, $300 million. That is a success. Spawned, right? Casper and Wendy. And I do remember A Spirited Beginning. So it's got, I think it's almost like a trilogy. I'm curious about A Spirited Beginning, because I thought Casper and Wendy came out first. But I remember, I can't even remember any of the box art or anything. I just remember reading some of it in Premiere Magazine or Entertainment Weekly or wherever I was into at the time. So I don't know, AKAPADers, this movie is nothing but fun. It is in contrast, and we don't do our pairings in contrast often, but it will be in contrast to Five Nights at Freddy's, which drops tonight on Peacock. And I will be releasing that as soon as possible. The reason is because it must be discussed. We have to get into it. I will be tracking down the other Casper movies. I will bring them to you because I just feel like there's a lot about this movie that just needs to get documented. I can't recommend it enough. Part of my idea for why this movie hasn't carried on, because I feel like the children or the generation that came up with this movie didn't have enough merchandise. They quite didn't have the McDonald's Happy Meals and the toys and the clothing and the big push, and Casper just never caught on. But Casper is also a part of the Harvey cartoon characters. I believe Jerry Lewis did Sad Sack in the 50s, maybe early 60s. Then we have Macaulay Culkin, I believe before this movie, Richie Rich. And Richie Rich itself has spawned into its own direct-to-DVD, VHS film series. I think there's a Christmas one of the Richie Riches that we will be doing for cinemas. I don't know, people. This is one of the most successful cartoon adaptations of our time. Which is a little bit of a trend in this year's 31 Days of Dread. We kind of have some good bangers. Love this movie. I can't recommend it enough. I think if you're young, if you're old, it doesn't matter. You should be able to fall into this movie. The jokes, everything, the plot, it's all there. You can all expect it. If you've seen enough movies, you see everything coming. But I believe that's also the point of this movie. The point of this movie is just to kind of make you feel good while you're watching something. And we do delve into the idea of horror for children and what exactly does that mean. Whenever I watch I was saying this around the horror high or the Monster High, right? A couple episodes ago. Claudine Wolfe. Like, exactly why is horror targeted towards children? It is hilarious. It's a deeper revelation I've had this year during the 31 Days of Dread. But, you get 7 years into something. You get deep about it. But people, subscribe, support, leave a comment. AKAPAD here. Go to akapad.com. You can support me for free. Just give me a like, give me a thumbs up, give me a review. But you guys are the best. Thank you so much. Rock and roll. Get ready for Five Nights at Freddy's.